the Cowboys could be in play. Only if they don't win the division, have some sketchy outings down the stretch, and go winless in the playoffs. Okay, so he puts a lot of qualifiers on this with Mike McCarthy. But I could see that happening. Couldn't you see all of those things happening for the Cowboys?
Yeah, I remember when McCarthy got hired, and I thought, this isn't going to go great. I think Jerry just likes the name, went for the name there. And there's never really stability with that job. And I know Jason Garrett was there a long time, but Jerry's quick to pull the cord if things aren't right. You know, he fell in love with Garrett, and I think that was the one thing that killed Jerry there through a stretch. Mm-hmm. McCarthy's done an okay job there, but Jerry's desperate. And I think there's one thing with Bill, going back to the Raiders discussion we talked about a year ago, with facilities and Al Davis and what he's meant to the league and developing things. Sure. Bill has a certain appreciation for the old time, teams, whether it's Cleveland and the way that thing was built, Paul Brown, Cincinnati, the Raiders, the Cowboys. Parcells went there, and it was quick, but he was in and out because he couldn't deal with Jerry. And that's one thing Bill would have to, I don't want to say worry about, but would have a problem with was the meddling owner. But that's never going to change, and Jerry's not going to change. But, when I get there early and I'm watching pregame, Bill always comes out for pregame, and he goes right to Joe Judge and stands there and talks to him. And he gets the talk of which way is the wind blowing, looking at the play clock, and he'd go through the regular pregame routine, all the special team crap. And he stands there with his arms crossed. It's usually down about the 15, and he's looking up to the 50 while the team's warming up. Rarely goes to midfield. Dallas was the only time where I saw him come out for warm-ups. He looked over, saw the Joneses, and went over and talked to Steven for a while, shook his hand, then shook Jerry's. Bill doesn't do that with any other ownership group. I just thought, I remembered that. And that was this year down in Dallas. It's when you get your ass kicked. Don't think for one instance that he doesn't have appreciation for what the Dallas Cowboys mean to the league.
Well, Peter King.
And if they give him everything, he'd go in a second.
Again, those qualifiers, they got
a great defense.
If they don't win the division, I could totally see the Eagles hanging on and winning the division.
Sure.
They've already got a 2-game lead.
Check.
Have sketchy outings down the stretch. Yeah,
check.
They're the Cowboys. Yeah, check. That'll happen.
Yep.
And go winless in the playoffs.
Check.
Yes, of course that could happen.
Pop first round.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Popped in the wild card game.
Probably will happen.
Seattle beating them first round. Yes.
Can I parlay these? BetMGM.
What's DraftKings have?
Do you mind? So anyway, he writes, if those things happen, I could see Jerry Jones chasing Belichick, repeating history from 2 decades ago. Before you say Belichick would never work for Jerry, remember 2003 when we all thought Bill Parcells would never work for Jones. That's Peter King, who believes Dallas will be in play for Bill.
Where'd they do that deal, on a tarmac? I think they did it on an airplane, like on a tarmac, where they had the meeting, if I remember from the time. It was Parcells and Jones. They think they met on a tarmac. That's how that deal got done. He didn't even need to go in the building. Yeah, let's just get this done. Yeah, I'll meet you on the tarmac.
Yep. And back in 1996, you had an exchange between Jerry and Bill Belichick at some ski resort. Remember that?
Was that 96?
Oh, that's right. I do.
That was
remember
Aspen.
that, yes.
Jones said this going back to an interview that he did on his Jerry Jones show when he gets asked questions back in 2019. He said, I'll never forget. I was skiing after our season was over. I was renting skis for my grandkids, and there was a line. He said, I'm sitting in the back, and somebody bumps up against me a few times. I turn around, and it was this guy. I couldn't make out who he was because he had his ski stuff on and his goggles. It was Bill. He no longer had a job. He had been with Cleveland, and they'd let him go up there. He said, listen, I can coach. If you ever get an opportunity, don't forget about me. And Jerry said, I thought about that many times.
Someone kept bumping into me. I turned around and said, don't you F with me.
But the actual quote was, I've thought about that many times. You never know when you can find a great coach. You can find him in a ski checkout line sometimes.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And honestly, over the years, I
Never
felt
know.
like
We're
if
gonna
Bill
find
ever
a great
left here,
coach.
Sneak up on you.
if Bill ever left here, it's the one spot I think he would go to was the Dallas Cowboys. I don't give Washington a chance. I understand the affinity with the Giants, and he loved that place. But in reality, where the money is, what that team means to football, what that team means, just to everything. evolving the sport. Like, I can see Bill there. I can. If things don't end well here. That's not like, hey, I think he'd rather want to be there. I think Bill ultimately would love to be here and finish here. But if it doesn't happen this year, that's the one spot I could see him going to. I really can. Everything else, not really.
Yeah, they've got a good roster.
Giants are problematic. They don't really have the quarterback, too. Like, he's back to the same issues. He's almost got the turnkey thing there.
Yeah, quarterback and a good roster.
Great receiver. I think CeeDee Lamb has, over 100 yards in 10 straight games? Like, you got a freaking home run at the skill position.
The weather's a little bit warmer there. You can go shirtless more often.
You got a great facility. Look at your dome. I mean, come on.
Can make big money. Jerry will pay him that big money that he likes. All of it. Right?
Yeah. I was going to say something. I can't say it.
What were you going to say?
Nah.
Was it about the shirtless thing?
No.
Oh.
No.
Why?
Tell you during the break.
Oh, come on.
Come
on.
No.
All right. Fine.
No.
Belichick to Dallas, question mark. Hey, Belichick to Buffalo? People always like to bring that up. I don't know what interest level Buffalo would have in that, but they could be looking for another head coach soon. Who knows?